Hi, everybody. Recruiting Animal here. I'm going to tone it down, okay? Recruiting Animal here on May 25th, 2025. We had another guest scheduled, but she canceled. And our good friend Priya Shethna volunteered to step in as a guest panelist. But I got to tell you, she's causing me lots of problems already in the pre-show, okay? So I don't know what's going to happen during the show itself. I do have some housekeeping issues. Our good friend Donna got in touch with me yesterday, and she told me she's not going to be able to come on the show anymore because she's taking some voice lessons at this very time. And I got to tell you, she sent me some recordings of herself singing. She's fabulous. I was, oh yeah, you can ask her for it. It's just terrific, incredible. That's one thing. Michael G. Cox hasn't been here for a few weeks. His wife is very sick. Okay, she posted about it online this week, and she's looking for moral support. If you want to send her good wishes or bright light or whatever you do, she needs it. Okay, and the third thing I'll mention is that Donna told me when she started in her new job. Well, when she started recruiting a year or two ago, she didn't get any training, and she found the Recruiting Animal Show's old archive of audio shows, and she said that's how she learned. I don't really believe it 100%. I think she's a natural, but I got to tell you, so many people were always telling us, I don't learn anything on your show. No. She said she learned, okay? And not only that, you know, she said when she had a problem, she called Michael G. Cox because she heard him talking on the show. Okay, so there you go, everybody. Bragging for the first 5 minutes of the show. Okay, MarioTheRecruiter.com, raise your hand, okay? Clang.so, raise your hand. Okay, I got to tell you, there's all kinds of people, especially on the HERC group, to say begging about what applicant tracking system should I use, and I switched from Bullhorn to Loxo, and someone says, yeah, you're not going to like that in 6 months either. This is the essential question in recruiting. What ATS should I use? And there's no answer except clang.so, okay? And our good friend Priya, Priya Shethna, she's a healthcare recruiter. And what's the URL? You know, I have problems with it.
Careersolutions.org.
What is it?
It's UKey, careersolutions.org.
Is there no hyphen in there anymore?
No.
U, like the letter U, Key.
Yeah.
Okay. Solutions. Okay. Yeah. And you'll see she's a wonderful person, and you're going to want to do business with her. Okay. Anybody else got to say something before we get going? Okay. Here's what I found. Somebody said that Bing, B-I-N-G, gives you better results when you're doing searches on LinkedIn, for X-ray searches from a search engine. Bing gives you better results than Google. And Steve Levy said it's because they're both Microsoft products, and that just makes common sense. Does anybody else ever compare Bing to Google and compare their results? What about you, Priya? You first.
I haven't done that yet, but we were just in the conference in Denver, right? And I think it was Batman who provided a link where it gives you like a side-by-side comparison of your searches, which is cool. So I'm going to test it out one day, not today.
You went to a conference without a mask or masked?
You mean mask? No mask. I'm vaccinated.
Okay, I got to tell. So am I. So what? Okay, I got to tell you, Donna also told me, I don't think I'm revealing anything. She said on the show that she had COVID. It sounded like, you know, she didn't care at all. It was bad. Okay. It was bad. You don't want to get COVID. Okay, now maybe your own
named on your show, whether I wear a mask or not. It's not going to happen. I'm like boosted, vaccinated, everything.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Bing, there's no information from these dopes here about that. Okay. What about scheduling software? Somebody said, who uses something like Calendly that is not Calendly? And a bunch of people gave their examples of what they use. Does anybody here have a scheduling software that they love?
Yeah. So, and in fact, I wanted to give them a shout out as well, because yesterday we demoed Hone It, and they're not a scheduling software, but they have scheduling. Freaking fantastic. because it gives you your link, which you can just send to your candidates, and just like Calendly, they can just
Honeit used to
oh,
be a sponsor of this show. HONEIT.com.
uh,
That was how I introduced. Okay, they are good, but I went to one of their demos. They do it every Tuesday now, right? They've got the online shows.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay, and the thing is, Honeit creates a full recording of the interview. It allows you to create. This is, I think, the key thing. It allows you to create clips.
Voice clip.
Clips of the key part that you could pass on to the hiring manager, and you don't have to worry about notes. It also creates a text transcription. But listening to people talk to Nick Livingston, the CEO, who's a great guy, very smart, about the transcription, it sounded to me like it's not perfect. It's not great. She says if she wants to send sections of the transcript, she has to do a lot of editing, just like if you're using voice activated dictation on Google Keep or something like that. That's my concern. That's a concern for me. Do you have anybody got thoughts about that? No?
I mean, they have been in business for what, 6 years? So I'm assuming what you saw years ago may have
That
changed.
was last week. I went to his online demo and a girl complained about it. Okay. Mario, are you raising your hand? No, I can't hear you. Okay, wake up.
That's why
Don't look. I can read your lips, eh? We can all see what you're saying.
This was so funny.
That's just like in the silent movies. They the people, they used to swear and lip.
Okay, is it clear now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh shit! Just because I use damn Oculus, this whole system goes for a 6. Okay, I'm sorry for interrupting. Priya, can you share the link, please?
Sorry, but go on.
Can you share the link that you were talking about that compares both Bing and Google?
You know what? Let me find it. There's like a lot
Please
of material, so let me dig in. I will have it in your inbox before the end of today.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
I bet
Okay,
you
that's
can
a good
find it
tool.
just by going on the search engine. and
I'm
find
lazy.
it in it.
That's why I asked Priya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but nobody's really getting turned. Okay, you did answer. Anybody else got a go? Okay, Michael G. Cox used to use Book Like a Boss. He liked it, but actually he started using Honeit just like you. Okay, he went to Honeit and he started using their calendar system. But other people recommended these: easyappointments.org, easyappointments.org, Acuity Scheduling, ACUITY scheduling.com. Lots of people like that one. Microsoft Bookings, BOOKINGS, goodtime.io, and doodle.com. Anybody familiar with those? You know, Rich Rosen would have tried all of them if he were here. Okay, he just plays with all this stuff. I don't know where he gets the time. Okay, here's one for, yeah.
No, I mean, I can't.
I have also used Honeit, but I couldn't integrate it with my systems yet.
Okay.
So I've kind of got to get on it again. But yeah, it's an awesome tool, and actually it's better than a lot of other scheduling stuff, especially for MPC marketing. Honeit.
You guys all know Honeit?
How do you use Honeit? How do you use Honeit for marketing?
I mean, there's a way to use it to market a most placeable candidate. I've not got around to using it. The problem is now I'm just really getting into the group. So it's pretty good.
Someone got someone sneezing in the background, or is that?
No. They're sawing some wood in the background. Don't ask me. They're doing some work in the office. My bad luck.
Okay.
What time is it in India?
Okay. Here's one.
I'm not in India.
Okay. Yeah, he's not in India. Okay.
I'm all over the world.
Virginia. Yeah. Okay. A recent study found that 32% of supervisors said too much skin is one of the biggest problems with how their employees were dressing right after too casual. Too casual, 47% say that their staff is too casual and they're dressed. 32% say too much skin. I posted that. It came from The Atlantic, a major magazine. I didn't make it up, okay? And someone commented, "Stop policing our bodies." I'm not policing her body, okay? It was in a major magazine as an issue. I'm not making this stuff up. Whenever I post about grooming, people say, you're evil. I'm not evil. What do you say, Priya?
Okay, so I live in the Bay Area, right? So techies don't care about grooming. Really bugs me. Don't wear your short cargos and flip-flops to the office. it's just, I don't like it. And it's too casual. I don't know. It's just not something.
Would you tell your candidates, don't wear a belly shirt when you go for an interview?
100%, yes.
You do to actually tell them?
I will tell them
You
how to
do-
dress,
you
but
do
I
it.
am healthcare, so
Yeah.
it has to be corporate.
What about you, Mario? You're nodding there. Yeah. Do you tell people what to wear?
Hopefully the guys I work with are not that stupid.
Okay, yeah, she's with a different clientele. She's in healthcare. I'd
Yeah.
say mostly women, right? Technicians?
They're dangerous.
Sure. I mean, yeah.
No. Okay, no, that's a no. Yeah, I said, yeah, you said no.
I
Okay.
don't
She's
don't know
confused.
about it. But
Okay.
yeah.
Ivan, I don't hate to bother you. Do you have any input? Your guys they don't go out for on-site interviews, do they?
Of course, as the last round, you always have an on-site interview most of the time, even now.
Oh, really?
And
Okay. And do you
Of
tell
course.
them what to wear? Because
That's actually a good idea. I haven't yet.
You describe your candidates as kind of dense, okay?
I mean,
They don't see this video.
No, I mean, people are different, right? So
They ain't gonna
like,
see it.
there you go. I'm sure I should actually do that. Like I never thought about it because I was like, okay, yeah, tech it's always about, basically about soft skills and hard skills, and of course the dressing stuff is a little bit about the soft skill part, right?
Yeah.
So I should.
Well,
you
you've
Yeah, I
obviously
don't-
never had any reason. Priya, have you ever had any hiring manager say, "Hey, did you ever meet this person? How they dress?" I've had that.
We haven't
I've
done
had
it
it too.
directly, but I have had managers tell me this person's demeanor wouldn't be a cultural fit, and
Mm.
it was very, very subtle. But you can tell if you're working in healthcare and you have those coffin nails and you're going to draw blood as a phleb.
Oh yeah.
But Ivan, if you
Who
are
thinks those are attractive? I don't know. I think
I can't-
Maureen called them stripper nails or something.
I ain't gonna comment on this. My wife watches the show, so I'm
Oh,
shutting
she
her
likes
mouth there.
she likes
No,
it
no,
with the
no,
long
no,
nails.
no, no, no. No, no. She's practical.
But anyway, I mean, if you are going to start like approaching your candidates with that, what really helps us, because you don't know who's going to be offended, right? So we put
Exactly.
like a little like a template in our emails, like interview tips, keep some
Mm.
gum on you, don't wear too much perfume, you don't know who's allergic, dress well. Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
have my interview prep is more about technical stuff, but this is like me being so dumb, like totally forgetting this very helpful things. So
Yeah.
I mean, but come on, if you're dealing with people who have some standards, they're not gonna be into these kind of things, right?
the candidates I deal with are engineers. Like this, anything can happen, right?
cranky.
I mean,
Yep. I won't say
so
no.
absolutely, if you
Right.
tell them, hey, maybe it's not a worse idea to just wear a shirt, or at least like a shirt like that, right?
Wear a shirt. Yeah. Okay.
No, I mean, no. When it's an
What about
interview on
shoes?
video,
You tell them to wear shoes as well.
Good.
But you know what? She does, because she said that she doesn't like them going in flip-flops. But I hear that everybody down there wears flip-flops.
Yeah, tech, not healthcare.
I mean, that may be the
Oh,
reason
okay.
why they are. Nah, the office is the
Flip-flops-
office. No way,
Flip-flops,
no.
everybody, they're not
No way.
good for your feet, okay? Because your toes are always gripping. They have to grip the front in order to keep the flip-flop from going up. Just
Also,
a
let's take a
tip.
See, you get health tips on the Recruiting Animals show. What else do you
Well,
need?
I could give a lot more. So could Ivan. Okay.
Let's also take a moment to talk about how they're a safety hazard. California, we're like due for an earthquake. Anything can happen. You're not running in your flip-flops, my friend.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
you
that-
wear.
they're gonna slide into the ground with their flip flops.
She wears metal tips and like
Sneaker.
those army boots all the time, just in case the world tries to end. Oh, okay. Now, Priya, I've got, just before we go on, I just wanted to say that when Donna was saying she listened to all the audio shows, it was all just audio. But since we're visual, I think I mentioned this sort of last week. If you, when you're talking, if you want to gesticulate to make yourself seem more interesting, feel free. Okay, I do it. So,
Are you
if you
saying I'm
want to.
not being interesting?
I didn't say you're not interesting.
like a
You know what?
unicorn
I got to tell you, she's the
fan?
kind of person you never want to compliment or anything like that, because if you compliment her on her hair, she'll say, "What's wrong with my lipstick?" Okay.
Animal, you can just imagine the status of the poor man who's married to her.
Well, she loves him. I've seen her make a big declaration.
Yeah, that's why he's
on Facebook.
See, I'll tell you something very honestly. I mean, Priya, this is just a joke, okay? I don't believe any declarations of love on Facebook.
I don't care.
Seriously, that's crazy crap, okay?
I
But
do.
I can see
believe
how the
them.
man
I
survives.
believe them. I believe them. Okay, so maybe I'm stupid. I am naive. Okay, I admit it. I'm
Okay.
even
But
now.
to circle back on your point, I mean, what was the word you used?
Gesticulate.
Gesticulate?
Don't you know that?
No. English is not my first language.
You know what? We had a fight about this last time. You've been living in the United States since you were 12 years old, you said, okay? You sound like an American, okay? Don't criticize me for pointing that out, okay? Gesticulate's a normal word.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I feel like my quirk makes me gesticulate.
What quirk do you have?
Jesus.
You
You just murdered the English language.
I've never heard
Quirk.
I don't know how to use
Quirk.
the
She
word.
knows the word quirk, but
She's
she doesn't know
quirky, that's for
gesticulate,
sure.
which actually brings to mind something. Billie Eilish, that 18 or 19-year-old
Oh, yeah?
music sensation.
Interesting.
She was complaining this week that people laugh. Apparently she's got Tourette's syndrome. Does everybody know what it is?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay, and so she's got tics, and so people laugh at her. And so I was wondering if anyone has ever had a candidate with Tourette's syndrome.
No.
Okay. Well, if you're in an interview with someone and all of a sudden they start jerking or saying words and stuff like that, it's going to be surprising.
Outburst also sometimes.
Pardon me?
Isn't Tourette's like where you have like
Yeah, go see Deuce Bigelow. I posted a link, and Glenn Gutmacher
I love
said-
that. I love that.
He said that's not funny anymore. Okay, he said it's outrage.
That's hilarious.
Okay, but you know what? This is bad for me to say something like that. I just know it. Okay, but Priya, okay, I was going to set you up at the beginning of the show. I've got these 10 short rules of recruiting going, right? And I attribute them. And so I post them almost every week now. I love them. And yours is one of them. And you and Jerry were attacked this week, okay? Your rule is, if in doubt, throw it out, right?
Yeah, the resume, not the person. I'm sure they're lovely people. Yeah. But yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for that clarification. If in doubt, throw it out. Okay. This person said, if in doubt, send it out. Okay. If in doubt, send them out. If you've all got, maybe it's a maybe, don't, give the client a chance to reject the person. I think that makes just as much sense as yours.
And it does for some people, but I just wouldn't. I mean, I'm contingent workforce, right? So if I'm not sending a good one and somebody else sends somebody who's like minutely better than my candidate, sure, that person gets the placement. But at the same time, in the client's head, it's like, Priya's not sending good people. So my face is going on every resume I send out. So I'm not sending it out if I'm a maybe.
You put your face on every resume?
No, you know what I mean. And like,
You mean your name? Okay.
face,
No,
like,
she's talking about a brand,
and it's
Dynamo.
going with every resume that goes
Why
out.
is it we've got a tension today? You don't like the show anymore. You're coming on, but you want to fight with me. I don't care. I'm ready, honey.
She's
No,
passive
no.
aggressive today.
I'm trying to explain it to you.
You're gesticulating.
I'm
Just gesticulate a little higher. I like to see it.
looks like how I look
Go
at
like
my
Animal,
this.
this is the-
When you're mad at me, point at me, just like
Animal,
he does.
this is a typical Indian gesticulation.
I'm just
She's doing that.
explaining myself.
Chop, chop, chop.
And also, I think one of Yuki's like strength is we don't just take any client or any candidate, right? Like some of the clients I work for, I actually feel like I'm their employee because I really believe in them. So same way, like I want the hiring manager to know my passion for this candidate. So I can't fake it.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah,
ask
but
you a
are we
question.
talking about like borderline? I mean, this quote I think is more about like you're on the fence. So what happened to me once in some time ago was like, okay, the new client and they want like DevOps with like Azure and stuff. And then there was like a candidate with Google App Engine. So something similar, but not exactly that. And I didn't send the candidate. And then another agency sent it who's super big, not so like sympathetic, like not so nice like me. I'm like a one-person shop. Everybody wants to support small businesses. So this other very bad agency was like a multi-hundred people, you know, like army of recruiters. And they sent exactly this candidate, and this candidate got hired. And the client ended up to pay a huge fee, and they were really like sorry about it. Like, oh, Iwan, why the hell didn't you send it? We would much rather give you the money than this company we don't actually like.
See, that's
So
the
after
danger.
this is
Okay.
this was really bad in my head. Since then, I'm like brain damaged. This is one of the worst. Like, I mean, it was really not nice. I mean, back then, but it's already some time ago, some years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, is it so? That is kind of always what probably recruiters think in their head. If it's like a maybe, if it's a clearly like no go, then of course we don't send that person to. But that's always the question, right? So do you have this situation even a lot per week, or is it like what's your thinking process when the situation occurs where it's like a maybe, and how do you like, yeah, because kind of the work is done, right? I mean, you had the phone call, you notice the person is maybe less good than you thought, but still the person is somewhat a fit. So like, what's the thinking process then?
Right. So if the maybe is more inclined towards the yes, then I'll probably forward the resume to Lisa before I do anything else, because I need a fresh pair of eyes. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's
But
her partner, everybody.
yeah. So I don't know. Sometimes your maybe is more inclined towards like, this is not happening, but they're not.
Okay, hold on a second. Wait a second, and remind me. I got to take Ivan to task about something. Okay, but with this, what he suggested, Priya, is that if you've got a candidate like that's a maybe, there's always a danger. You don't think there's a danger that some of your competition is going to send this person out and you're going to get scooped? Why not send the person out yourself with a note saying, you know, I'm not sure about this person. These are the positives and these are the negatives. You might want to rule them out, but I just thought I'd give you the choice. What about that?
When I was honest with the hiring manager and I said, you know, I'm not sure, but I could be wrong. Why don't you take a look? Her response to me was, if you're not sure, then why are you sending them over? So since then, I was like, don't be
That's a stuck-up hiring manager.
That was a stuck-up hiring manager, and we're not working together anymore. But it kind of like, I don't know.
Priya, I want to ask you a question. You were working on some software roles, right? Earlier, I remember some time back.
No.
Yeah,
No,
she
I
said
mean,
she
a
was
couple of
doing.
months
You're
back. Yeah,
right.
she
She
was.
said she was doing
Dude,
some
you
IT.
cannot I mean, I'm super sharp in those things.
I was trying to tap into tech recruiting, but I don't get it. It's so hard. I don't have the aptitude for it. So yeah.
You know what you got to say to that hiring manager? You said you were high class. That was just a lie. Foodindustryrecruiter.com. Uncle Ernie, raise your hand. Thank you. You know what? He's like the Joker or Prince, always with the purple. Okay. I hate to point it out, but I noticed. Okay. I don't know if he's in a cult or something.
He's like the monster, you know, the monster
Barney.
Branding.
Monster.
Barney.
The monster, no, not Barney. Not the dinosaur. I'm talking about the monster resume board branding color.
Resume.
Yeah, resume board.
Okay.
Yeah, resume board.
Hold on.
Okay, whatever.
Before I forget, I wanted to attack Ivan. Okay.
This is going to be good.
I was enough attacked in this week's Facebook group questions. I think people are trolling. Some of the people in this group, they are really trolling. It's like, I don't know where they get the energy from.
Trolling
like,
is what he
you're
means.
so wrong.
Okay,
You're
this
so
guy
bad
has a
person."
better
It's like
excuse
ridiculous.
than you. Okay, Priya. He's in another country now, still. Okay. And he's lived in a couple of countries as well. Okay, here's his problem. Okay, he sent out. What was your problem? Now I forget.
That's
What
fine. We don't need to
happened?
discuss every
No, I
problem
want to
have.
discuss it.
That was like, I also forgot actually.
Okay, I remember what it was. It's one of my favorite issues. He sent out two candidates, and
exactly.
he himself hated one of them. Okay, he hated the guy, even though the guy had the qualifications, right? And so he was going to recommend that if they hire this candidate that he doesn't like, he wasn't going to give them a guarantee. I said to myself, he had, just like I'm telling you, Priya, he had to send that person out to cover himself. Someone else might have sent him, just like he told you the story about that other. If he's so picky, someone else isn't going to be so picky. They might send them out and they might hire that guy and he'll kick himself saying, why did, but once he sends out his candidate, he doesn't have a right to say, I'm not going to give you my guarantee on this. What do you say?
But we got to understand that Ivan is so wealthy. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need that kind of petty money. You know,
He
he'll
did,
donate
he
it.
did send them out. He sent out the
they-
two
if-
and he
if
doesn't
they-
like one.
If they hire this guy that he doesn't like, that money's getting donated to some charity.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
I heard that Rich did something like that. So I added this like with the guarantee actually to have him explain the situation, because he once described a story which was very similar and he said the same thing. And I wanted to support it from the community to understand this. Obviously, I'm not suggesting this to this client, because for me, it's also like, hey, we said every candidate gets a guarantee and it's your choice. But what I definitely did was, in the beginning, I was thinking this person is great, the person was great. But then if you see that every time you get ghosted, you have to follow up with the person.
Okay,
about
yeah, the
whether they
guy,
wanna-
yeah.
this
Tell
is
the
then-
guy was hard to get in touch with him, right?
Yeah. So maybe it was a woman. I said the person. You don't know. You're assuming things. That's very bad of you.
You
And
tell us which
It
was
was
it?
a person, and basically
okay. It was a guy,
interaction
everybody.
was
I know it was
not,
a guy.
great, but the person was actually super nice. I mean, so it's like on the edge, right? But I will say the other one, because the interaction was perfect. Like I couldn't see any like really big motivation to join the company. I just communicated that, and we will have a decision. This thing is not resolved yet. I don't know what will happen, but I feel that the client was very appreciative. They said, hey, I'm super nice that you give your thoughts, and they made the appearance that they are very thankful for my input. Because once something happened, the same thing also to candidates, and the client emails me the decision that they want to hire candidate A, and it was exactly the same, and I did not communicate with the client. This was in November, and I was like, damn it, why like there must be a reason. Okay, good. And I knew this person is like flaky. And what happened was the most terrible situation you can imagine. I kid you not. So this first candidate that they offered, because they were unsure, because second candidate, the interview was
I'm
some
getting
weeks ago.
lost, okay? I don't know what you're talking
making
about
sure.
anymore.
So basically, it was two
Mario,
candidates.
oh, I'm cutting you off, okay? Mario, what about this thing with the... No, I didn't say for you to leave the show. I didn't
No,
cut
I'm
you
gonna
off like
remove
that.
the picture. I'm now angry because I want to
Okay.
say the story. The story is
want- okay.
great. It's a great
I
story.
want- okay.
Never do that to you.
Well, we just all come out bigger on the picture, okay, while we're talking about you. Okay, I want to know what Mario thinks, okay, because
About what?
Jerry told him, Jerry said, don't you should if you're not sure of the candidate's showing you the whole way that he's, you know, very iffy about the job, you shouldn't have even sent him out. I don't agree with Jerry. I agree with Ivan. He did the right thing and send them out.
I don't understand any of these comments. Like 50% of the comments are complete trolling. It's like, oh, why did you send the candidate if you knew this so bad? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, hey, are you kidding me? Like, you don't know from the first conversation that the person's gonna ghost you. Like, are you stupid? Or it's like, ridiculous.
These people don't realize that we are in the business of dealing with people.
It's like, I mean, but these people apparently are other recruiters, but like they are.
Who said everyone is a good recruiter?
I
You
want to
yourself
know
told me
what
on the
Mario
call.
has to say. What's your advice to Ivan? If he said actually the person was nice, I didn't know that. He said, but still,
Yeah.
the person
This
was
is-
not cooperative. It was very
No, this is
uncooperative.
listen. This has happened to us plenty of times. All right, the person's an angel on the phone. They talk well. They go through the interviews. Then they turn out to be the devil. Okay, when you're trying to reach them. All right, so it's part and parcel of dealing with people here. Okay, you're looking for a candidate with a certain set of skills. You're going to deal with a couple of monkeys. All right, so it's okay. I mean, send them in. Who cares? We'll see what happens next.
Okay, but
What's the worst that'll happen?
he doesn't want to back that up with the guarantee. Priya, I'll get to you in a sec.
I back my candidates with a guarantee, no doubt. You can't help it. We actually had to replace two candidates. One last year and now one currently right now. We're working on a replacement.
That's what
Because
I
the
say.
moron
If he presented the
No,
candidate, gotta back it up.
I'll tell you the background story. The candidate was super strong. The client needed the candidate, okay? But the moron doesn't take calls with the PM when he's supposed to take calls with the PM in the morning because he works in LA. All right? He can't get up 1 hour early and the client runs in EST time zone. In EST. So
It reminded me, someone's complaining his candidate wouldn't go for an interview because he would miss his lunch.
No, I saw that.
I'm pretty sure the candidate should be at least 300 pounds and above.
Priya wants to talk. Go ahead.
Wait,
Yeah,
what did
right.
you say, Mario?
I'm sure the
Priya,
candidate
you
must be
raised your
over
hand. You
300
wanted to
pounds.
say,
I
you wanted
know.
to talk to Ivan.
No, but I didn't hear him. A little bit. Okay. Because I'm gonna like throw a shoe at me or something. A little bit off topic, but I really was super
No, no,
excited about
please.
this story. Can I share with you guys?
Yeah,
ahead,
go
please.
ahead.
It's all
You guys
fun.
Never believe who I met in Denver. Super random.
I don't
You and
know.
Andre.
Because
Brad Pitt?
Andreas, from Iceland.
Yeah, I know. I saw the picture.
So random, right? I was like,
Yeah, it's so
Who's
cool to see him.
Andreas? Who is that?
Andres was the guy from what do you call Reykjavik,
Iceland.
Iceland. You remember the guy who came on the show last year?
Oh, Johansson.
Yeah, Andres Johansson.
Oh, yeah. Right. He's got a gap between his two front
Yeah,
teeth.
yeah.
Is that the
This is
guy?
the recruiter.
Yeah, he's the guy. Yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Most
And he's-
random thing ever. Like in freaking Denver, of all places. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's
He's smart.
odd.
He's trying to get
He
some
lives
skills.
on a little island. If he wants to meet somebody, he's got to go somewhere. I mean, he's in the middle of nowhere. Although you'd figure you're
Yeah.
more likely to meet him in Denmark than Denver. But they both start with Den, so maybe he thought he was going to Denmark, and he ended up in Colorado. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So we've told Ivan. Ernie, do you want to give Ivan some advice?
I'd say Ivan, just when you send them in, just shut up, send them in, see where it goes, but make sure that your contract says you're going to replace that replacement just one time. And if you can't make the replacement, then they get a credit going forward on another search. But don't worry about this one guy. because
Ernie, I love you for that, man. Seriously, kudos. That's
Well,
awesome.
Can we just then take a moment to talk about the contract guarantees? Because recently I took out the guarantee and nobody has had any pushback. Because like, sure, I'm sending the candidate, but you're also putting them through 7 rounds of internal vetting. So own it. We approve.
7 interviews.
7 rounds.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Practice manager, district manager, regional manager, freaking leads.
Why
Yeah,
don't
I
they
have a
have a
question. Are
panel
dealing
interview?
CEOs?
That's outrageous.
I don't know, but I mean, I really don't know. But like after all that, you have to take ownership, right?
no,
No? Why?
because if they have 7 people interviewing them, you know one thing: the
Mhm.
hiring manager doesn't know how to make decisions. Like, why in the hell do you got 7 people? I mean, in reality, give me 3 people, we decide, we hire them, get in line and start working.
I get it, but while the candidate is going through those rounds, it's the recruiter keeping them engaged. And
What's
motivated.
your guarantee?
I'm not guaranteeing.
What was it before? That's what we wanted to know. We understand you dropped it. What was it?
Oh, it was 30-day replacement,
Mhm.
one-time replacement. That's it.
And how often did you have to exercise it?
0 so far. I've never had to replace. But then also, my perm placements are not that high volume. It's
Yeah.
Okay, but did you,
Yeah,
let me,
can I
Ernie,
ask
one
you a
sec, did
question
you
if you
go,
don't
did
mind?
she go back, did you go back to your existing clients and say, forget the guarantee now, or you just didn't mention it, or what?
No, so this particular client, I've always done temp staffing with them for 2
Yeah.
years.
Mhm.
So they know me. And when they asked to do a perm placement, I sent them the reviewed one. So they hadn't even seen the perm placement.
Okay, you guys go on, just Ernie and Mario.
But that's easier, right? I mean, to tell old clients that you'll remove something. That's always. Did you do this? Probably not, right?
No, she didn't.
It won't work. With
But
a couple
I-
of clients, it won't work.
Old
So
client.
you're not dealing with this client anymore?
Yeah.
You still are?
Yeah.
So,
I think Priya,
I'm
the
just
thing is
being
this,
human
what,
for a
what,
second. If
no, no,
your
wait.
clients know you really well, and these are favorite clients. So just like, think about it. You know, if they know you, they know your work, take out the guarantee. See what
No,
happens.
no, I'm sorry.
The thing
That
is,
won't work.
but the thing is, with all of it, it's like you got to decide who you want to work with, and if you like them, if not,
Sure.
if it's a good company and you get excited about the company, then you stick with them. If you don't have enough business, then maybe you deal with them. But for the most part, you move on, because there's other companies, and there's that phone call that'll come and somebody will tell you, I need people, and all of a sudden you're happy because you got new job orders.
But what happens if you place somebody and they get fired after 2 weeks and they come back and say, Priya, we want you to handle this. What are you going to say? Tough luck? No?
Well, first of all, in 2 weeks, do you get money? Did you get their pay? Did you get
Yeah,
paid?
Yes,
A month.
that's the next
Okay,
question.
let's say,
I want to
let's-
ask the question.
go ahead, Mario.
Yeah, well, what's your payment term like generally? Not to go into details, but
That's a good question. I think it's like 60 days, 60 or 90, one of those.
Did you get paid in 60 days?
We got
I mean, you're talking direct hire or contract? Contract is 60 to 90 days. I'm talking direct hire.
direct hire is also 60 to 90 days. I don't know why. It's just easier for their.
I do payment within 10 days or no
Mine is 30.
or no
You get within
guarantee.
30. Yeah, if not, no guarantee for my case also. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
no.
mine is 30 days. Priya, I'll tell you something. Maybe that may work out for you because they're not paying within 30 days. That's why they're okay with it. All right.
Okay.
But if you put in a clause that you need to make the payment in 30 days, they're
Yeah.
going to come back asking for a guarantee. See, I give some clients a 90-day guarantee, some at 60, some at 30.
So you think
Okay,
it's the
and-
payment terms that determine?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're getting the money up front, I have a client, okay, with whom I'm worked with, and they pay me the minute the guy starts.
Mm,
Right. But if the guy doesn't work out, we need to replace him or return the money back.
okay.
I don't believe in returning money back.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That was,
I
I signed it
just-
up when I was, Ernie, I
Yeah.
signed that up 2 years ago.
Yeah, but
But
I want to
now
ask
I won't
Ernie
agree
a
with it.
question. Ernie says if they don't pay in 10 days, no guarantee. What
Yeah.
if they don't pay in 10 days? It's a regular customer, but before 30 days are up, they get rid of this person and they come to you and you're going to say, and they haven't paid yet. And so it's not even 30 days. And you're going to say, hey, you haven't paid me yet. No guarantee for you. I don't believe you do that, Ernie.
Well, I use that.
When
There's
should
no
we-
guarantee because you didn't pay me. Now, if you want to talk about filling this position or another position, let's talk. But what else you got on the table?
Would you
It's-
actually say to them, I'm not going to guarantee?
I'm saying you didn't, like, right there on the invoice, it says pay within 10 days. I've told you that. We've talked. It didn't get paid. You guys dropped the ball. There's no guarantee on that one.
Hey, I have a question. Okay.
And you know what? And if they don't like it or whatever, well, that's fine. But for the most part, there's two.
What do
There's
you
two
mean?
clients.
It's fine. It's fine. What does that mean? Well, you
Means
say,
it's fine with me. They don't
buzz
tell me
off, buddy. I don't care. It's
Hey.
no skin off my ass. Is that what you
Animal,
tell them?
Animal.
pretty much.
hold on
Pretty
one second.
much. I mean, because you got to decide what clients you want to work with, and you better have a solid relationship with the people you're dealing with, and they got to understand your style and what you're dealing with, and you're constantly reminding them, yeah, I get paid within 10 days. Now you, Mr. HR person or Mr. Hiring Manager, get with your AP and make sure I get paid.
You
Or else there's no
constantly
guarantee.
remind them. What does that mean? Hold on. What Donna said, what she liked was that we dig in. We don't let some people just talk. We bug them. What does it mean? And we'll get to everybody on this. It's an
What it means
interesting
is
thing.
you talk to them. You talk to your
Hey,
people.
hey, Bill, I just want to remind you again that if you don't pay me in 10 days, when you, if you hire this candidate,
I
no
got paid.
guarantee, buddy. Well, how often do you tell them?
Well, I get paid within 10 days. I got a check this week for the 5 days. I sent out an invoice yesterday. They said it's going to AP right now.
Okay, anybody, you guys, Mario
Yeah,
and Priya want to talk. Go ahead.
Actually, I'm going through a similar situation right now. What happened is a client is overdue on their invoice and I need to replace the candidate. But the problem here is this is a good client that is paid on time previously. To see the background is the AVP is moving to a different company, the guy who actually handles the finances. Okay, so they're trying to get everything organized. It's like 5 days overdue. Okay, so now I'm just waiting and seeing if I don't get the payment within another 4 more days, or I'll give them another 1 week. I'll send them an email saying I'm not replacing the candidate for free. You guys went way past the payment.
And
Oh, wait, don't mix
if-
that. Don't mix that. Like, just say, hey,
No, I've sent a reminder and I contacted
like-
the HR
so,
who I
so-
deal with, and
Take the
she's brought it up.
way.
So Mario, if you're in that situation and the guy comes, you're not talking to the accounting people, you're talking to your contact within the organization, right?
Yeah.
So then you let him know that you're cutting him a favor.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Normally-
You know,
normally I would
don't
not-
worry about it. I am going to make them pay for it later.
Mario, let us review it just for your sake.
Awesome. Tell me. It's
Don't get the
interesting.
consequence right away. Pay me or else.
No, I won't do pay me or else. I'll never do that. I'll be very polite.
I'll tell you
Because they're
what's
giving me
going on.
business.
They don't want to pay you for nothing.
No way.
They want you to replace the guy before they give you any money. That's what's going on.
So what? Yeah. So what if they insist on that? What do you do?
But I mean, if
And
you
they
have-
avoided the contract. They're screwed.
if you
Contract is a piece of paper.
But if you
No,
place
listen.
if you place
On the
somebody,
contract, yeah, I placed the guy. The guy started. He's
okay,
still
but the
working.
guy's
there.
not there.
They're gonna
right?
no, he's still there. They
Oh,
want to replace him with another guy. That's the fun part of it. So I'm just coolly sitting and just, doing I'm going to have fun. So much fun now. But yeah, it's,
Doesn't sound
as I
like
said
fun to me.
earlier, no,
That's
it's
not
a
the
business
kind of
call.
fun I
yeah.
want.
No, it's a business. See, Animal, it's a business call. Okay. I know from them I'll get another 200K in business this year at least. So it's either I argue with this or give them like, show them you're doing a favor. That's it.
That's what Ernie recommended.
Yeah, exactly.
You let them know when you're bending the rules for them. You let them know what the
Yeah,
rules are generally
definitely.
speaking.
And you know,
Definitely.
Ernie
I
is
think they're
soft
friendly.
spoken, but he's very tough. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you just it's what you're trying to do is get them to be nice enough to submit your invoice and get paid.
Priya, do you have any other issues? You're the guest panelist.
My issues. No, I don't have.
No,
issues.
okay. I'm giving you a chance. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just, saying
No,
you've got
I
Uncle
have
Ernie
issues.
and Ivan and Mario.
I have
If you want to bounce anything off them, feel free.
Yeah, sure.
my issue right now is recruiting. I am struggling some days, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on?
Very good.
Yeah. Wait, we can say the F word, right?
Oh,
You
don't care about it.
can't use that word.
No.
That word she knows, okay?
You
She's
can't.
an immigrant, but she knows this, okay? There you go.
Don't ever run for Congress because
Okay, so yeah, is anybody else?
Well, you told us though that you handle all the resourcing and recruiting for your company because you're so fantastic at it, and I believe you. Okay, why? What's happened lately that's caused the problem?
Well, I took it back, right? Because then I saw Brian Fink and I saw Mike Cohen, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm a nobody. But anyway, I don't know. People are just not engaged. And we're doing everything right, like job postings, getting creative, sourcing, thinking outside the box, comp, increasing them, relocation bonus.
Are you talking about candidates? You're talking about clients.
Candidates.
Clients are over-engaged, like constantly. Did you find someone? Did you find someone? No, I will find somebody and send it in your inbox. Don't stress.
Priya, I have a question if you don't mind me. What are your metrics like? How many people do you reach out to fill a position?
For a position?
For a position generally, how many people do you reach out to?
I think last hardest position I worked on was I reached out to 45. That's not a lot.
You're not reaching out. You're not
That's
reaching out
not a
enough
lot.
people.
I know.
That's very
So
slow.
let
I
me
know.
ask you another question there. Are the positions you're reaching out for, are they well paying and then say over 100,000 or are they like 60,000?
No, they're well paying. They're master's and PhD levels.
Really?
Dollar
I thought
wise.
you were
wow.
handling technicians who have mental breakdowns.
She has upgraded herself.
Specifically, like a mental health therapist, right? They want somebody with a master's or a PhD.
How
So-
much?
I'm sorry?
How much in dollars?
How much in dollars? It goes from 135, and I think the highest she said was 160.
That's
That's
good.
not bad.
Notes somewhere. It's
But in the
not-
Bay Area, that's not much.
It's not much, but then there's RSUs, there's stock options and relocation package. So somebody from Alabama will be more than happy to move. And they express interest too in my outreach, but then there's nothing, there's radio silence.
I kind of find that when you look at certain areas like the Bay Area, LA, and you look at New York,
Mhm.
and some areas like DC and whatever that are expensive, it's hard to get anybody to move to those areas to go outside. And you got to kind of almost take those people and move them somewhere else.
Yeah,
Like,
but she was doing it without any problem before. I'm guessing that the market has just reached such a fever pitch right now
Yeah.
in terms of hiring that's her problem. I'm surprised, but I'm going to offer you something. Both Brian Fink and Batman Mike Cohen have been on the show. What you should do is enroll them as guests, and you could spend the whole hour asking them your questions
Big
for
interview.
free. It's true. I'm not kidding. They've both been on. Mike, you talked about how Batman was talking about comparing the two search engines. Brian Fink came on here and told everybody how to create the custom search engine and recommended his own custom search engine. So those guys are quite free with their information. Say, look, I want to ask you some questions. Come on the Recruiting Animal Show with me. And
I ping them very frequently. I think they'll block me soon
oh yeah,
you know,
Like- with your questions.
but
They're
they,
very nice.
they always answer though. Those
They
guys,
do.
they
They
do.
do.
But you know, I was going to say one thing I've learned, especially being from California, is that people from Southern California do not want to go to Northern California, and Northern California people do not want to go to Southern California, and nobody wants to go to Central California.
Oh, the boonies, yeah, no.
And
No.
that's where I was born, the Booty State. So be careful, man.
Lovely, lovely area.
Visalia.
No one's moving there.
Lovely,
No,
lovely area.
in the cost of living between NorCal and SoCal, world of a difference. So no one's moving.
Yeah, but I mean, I always found that no matter what, that those folks don't want to move. I mean, they're like Northern California people are totally different than Southern California people. So, so the question I guess I have for you as you're doing your search is, are you trying to get people from out of the area into your area, or are you just focusing on your area?
No, now I'm looking outside of the state. I'll look anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know, based on what I read, how you could bring somebody in from Alabama to a very expensive place to live like
And
San
then they can go to
Francisco.
Hollywood after that.
The only way I found I've been able to do that is when they got family there, that they can move in with, because I mean, the price of housing in those areas, I mean, to buy a house, forget it.
It's
You
Million
saw
dollars
the
now.
price
It's
of
just
housing.
mental.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. And it's
How
actually
long?
going to be a fall after this. That's
I
expected
have
in
a
the future.
question I want to ask, so maybe I can get this in before the show's over. Does anybody else have something?
I have another question also.
Go ahead.
I can
You
wait.
go on. Okay, you
Okay.
guys go ahead. I'll save mine till next week.
Okay,
Go
listen. When you're running a cold call to a client, okay, and you're running your opener, and then when they ask in the middle, now normally I have a cold call. Hey, this is a cold call. Would you like to hang up now? And in the middle, they'll ask like, who's calling? So do you normally answer who's calling, or do you just still go along with the script?
Oh, you answer. You don't dismiss their question, right?
No.
Do you? Who's calling?
What do you mean?
not?
The receptionist says who's
No,
calling?
I'm calling the directors directly. I don't call
And
receptionists.
if a director is asking you who's calling, you just
You
like,
got to tell them I'm a headhunter. I want to do business with you.
Okay, thank you.
MarioTheRecruiter.com. Check me out. I
Why
got to
not?
tell you, MarioTheRecruiter.com is so easy to remember.
Yeah.
The guy could check, you don't have to spell out Alexis Recruiting or whatever your
Yeah,
formal
I'm gonna
name
change
is.
it.
MarioTheRecruiter.com. It's so simple. It's so great. It was mine.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, it's yours.
Okay. So,
Thank
but you could say it's MarioTheRecruiter.com. That's who it is. And it's a bit unique. It's a bit unique.
It
How
is.
can Mary? Let me ask you a question. Was that a real
Sure.
question? I mean, how could you not tell
Yeah.
them? What else
No,
could you
I'll tell
them?
you why. See, I normally run around like it's 30 seconds. Let me tell you why I'm calling. Okay. Sometimes they listen, yes, or they slam the phone down after that, or you can hang up the phone. I told you about this opener I'm using before, right? So it does get responses. All right.
We
But I
don't
was just
remember what
wondering.
you said 3 shows ago. Tell us
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
So I told you I use an opener. Okay. Like, hey, is this Priya? Priya, you're gonna hate me. There's a cold call. Do you want to hang up now, or like give me 30 seconds to tell you why I'm calling?
I like it.
Yeah,
that's
it's
fine.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens sometimes when I'm telling that, they're like, who's this?
yeah. So what do you say then?
Then I say, I normally go ahead, just there's a cold call.
Bye.
Give me 30 seconds. So you suggest, opening up with this Mario. I'm a recruiter.
MarioTheRecruiter.com. Yeah. Or Mario
Yeah, because
Kart.
look, it's like
Your
look, it's
system's
just
working.
oh, Priya, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Please,
Let
Ivan,
Ivan
go
get
ahead.
in there. Go ahead.
I feel here is Mario the recruiter. This is a cold call would be better, because if you just say this is a cold call, this could be like about vacuum cleaners, nonsense. And you are
Car
actually
warranties.
delivering like something or Viagra or whatever, but you are actually delivering something that is, well, most people probably of interest. I am a headhunt. I am a government tech headhunter, and this is a cold call. And this already will be like, oh, okay, a
Well,
headhunter.
Like that.
let's talk about the approach, right?
Yeah.
I found that, and when I work with other recruiters, there are some recruiters that prefer just to send out emails, and then they wait for a response. I myself, I pick up the phone, I call them, cold call, leave a message. I send an email, and then I send a text that said, this is Ernie, your friend. I just sent you a text and an email. I mean, I sent you an email and a voicemail, so check it out. But it's just your style. And so I guess my question comes to mind, what is your approach when you find a candidate that you like?
I'm talking about clients, not candidates. Candidates are pretty easy.
Well, And she's talking about getting clients. I mean,
Yeah,
candidates.
they're
to
both
come back.
talking. No, they're both talking about business development, Ernie. You fell asleep somewhere along
No,
the
no,
line.
no, no. I know.
Between South
No,
California and North
I-
California.
But y'all fell asleep because I'm talking to the guest, and the guest is concerned about.
Oh, wow,
The guest-
Yoda.
The guest
Mario
understood.
ain't a guest
Ernie,
today. He's not
The
official.
guest
We gotta-
understood. Don't make her look dumb, okay?
No,
No.
I think he's talking to me. It's confusing on the screen, but anyway.
I just want to tell you something. He was gesticulating. Okay, that's not a sexual term. Okay, you saw Ernie was going like this. He
Ernie's
was
like the
gesticulating.
Godfather.
Yeah.
No.
Ernie's got a famous one. Ernie's not happy.
How can you make me happy? No,
Answer your question, Ernie.
You got to learn that one. Priya's not happy.
yeah. No,
So
Priya,
I
what's
believe-
your approach for
I
candidates?
am very aware of the fact that I'm not like the most approachable person on the phone. So I always go with text or email first. My personality just shines in text.
Mhm.
And then hopefully they don't pick up so I can leave a voicemail and say, hey, I sent you an email.
What's your voicemail? You got to tell them. You got to specify.
Just simple. Hey, this is Priya from Yuki Careers. This is probably not a good time and it's easier to text sometimes. So I
But
sent
don't you say, hey, I'm a recruiter. I'm a healthcare recruiter, just like Ernie was saying. Don't or Ivan was saying, don't you tell them what you do?
that's in my text. Because voicemails.
And then your follow-up, you don't put it in there. You say, oh, they saw my text for sure, and they're going to remember who I am by the time I get to my voicemail. Is that what you're assuming?
I do. I should probably say that in my voicemail, right?
I think so.
I will.
Although I tend to think of you as a very successful person. I criticize everybody here, but I tend to think that you're all smarter than me. Okay, so
Take that compliment.
that's a kind of a
take it.
qualified compliment. I'm not
Just
saying
be polite. Just be
yeah.
polite. That's all.
But the bottom line is okay. So Priya said she had an issue as well. She wanted to raise after Mario, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I had a question. How long do you guys sit on an open rec until you realize this is not happening?
Give
Is
us
it
an example.
happening?
Tell us. Give us an example.
Is that an open rec where you submitted candidates or you haven't found anybody?
You haven't found anybody. So how long do you sit until you go back to the client and say, you know what?
Well, I use those as an opener to go back with them and say, look, you're looking for this production supervisor. I have not found anybody. I have sourced and talked to 30 clients, 30 candidates, and I haven't found anybody. So I'm just giving you an update so you know that I'm still working on it. It's a priority for me.
Okay.
And then you say, are there any other hard to fill positions that you want me to focus on?
But
Hold on a second. But wouldn't Ernie, when she goes back, is it, you sort of like started something? I don't think you completed the idea. Does she give the feedback of her market fit? Listen, I've talked to X number of people and I haven't found anybody, and this is why. They're all saying they're earning $10,000 more. Okay, so
But-
either
Yeah, I
we
mean,
have to raise the
that's-
salary or I can't pursue it any further.
I put all of data on a grid.
Yeah, and that's exactly right, Animal. But the thing is, I think if you're talking to them, you got to understand one thing. They're on the firing line from their hiring manager,
Yeah.
and they are looking for somebody. And what you're doing is, rather than have them call you and say, hey, what's going on? Or you're not paying attention to me, show me the love. You instead are saying every Monday I'm going to call them, or every Friday I'm going to call them and give them some sort of an update. And even if you haven't looked at that position all week,
Yeah.
it's not, but you give them some sort of an update.
Will you make up the numbers?
So,
You're always looking.
so the mental health therapist, right? Obviously, I'm struggling with it. Every Wednesday, client, recruiter, internal recruiter, and I get on a call, same exact conversation. Did you find someone? No. Did you? No. But at some point, I have to tell her, I'm going to stop this search. I don't get any traction, right?
Well,
Mario, what do you think?
I wouldn't agree on that. Okay. I have a position that's been open from November and we have still been sending in candidates. Okay.
If you've
Why?
got
It's for, we have got like 4 to 5 offers out on it. And because the clearance gets delayed, we lost candidates on it. Okay. It's for a configuration manager in Texas. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's,
Hey, Priya,
sometimes you just,
was
you work it.
with this therapist that you're looking at for, have you gotten other positions from this person?
Fill it in.
So then you keep on feeling the pain with them. It's a hug, and you don't close it. Keep it open. That's your conversation. You keep talking with them.
Ivan, walk away.
I think this should like if this happened, then something went wrong in the very beginning, in my honest opinion, because like if somebody says I need like a Java developer with 30 years of experience, knowing 5 languages fluent, then I'm not going to take on the search because I know that there are going to be no results, right? So like this search, I mean, either you take such roles only with a retainer. So if this happens, you at least have the retainer. And of course, if you take a retainer money up front, you should be able to show that you, well, first of all, you can't walk away. That's true. But second of all, you actually really have to do work such that you can show it, right? But I mean, I think if you're niche down, then this shouldn't in a way happen. I mean, when I started, I definitely did stuff like that. Like it took like 3 months and still no one was fitting. But now I just don't take those searches when I have the feeling it will take 3 months.
That's the thing. It's not a hard search. I'm just baffled at the market, and it's not a hard search in theory.
Priya, it's the market actually. The market is crazy. It's a sign of times.
Yeah.
Okay, but if you cut them loose, are they going to hate you?
No.
But you're cutting them loose just for that job. You're not cutting them loose for the.
Hey, I want to ask you a question. How long do you devote to the job every day?
How long do I devote to a job?
Yeah, that particular job you're talking about.
You're sourcing a job?
Yeah.
100% sourcing. I do it twice a week. Constant.
Okay, so you don't work on that every day, right?
No, there's other jobs.
So generally, how many hours have you spent on that job for a week? Give me an average.
8 hours.
And you can still work it. Why leave it? You never know. You may find a candidate.
Well, how many job orders do you have?
How many gem orders? What's a gem?
Job
Job
order.
orders. Job orders.
Job orders.
It's gone deaf.
Exclusive job orders, there's about 12. And then the other ones are like, there are other staff.
Is this, sorry, I was eating sunflower seeds.
12
now I'm
exclusive
choking.
orders. That's awesome.
Is this an exclusive? Yeah.
12 orders
know-
exclusive, yeah.
Well, I guess you got to tell her, listen, if you want to give this out to some other recruiters, I won't complain because I haven't had any success and I'll still work it, but I can't promise anything at this point. Because it sounds like you beat it to death already and you want to walk away. The only concern is that you might lose they might not be as impressed with you as they were before, but you're in a no-win position. You might as well be honest with them. That's what I would do, but I don't know what Rich would do. I can't see Rich wasting time on.
He'll
on
drop it.
something. Yeah,
I'll match him with
Long
my-
They drop it
before.
super fast.
yeah. I don't think he would have spent a long time on it.
Yeah. Because I think, Priya, what's the problem with the position? It's the pay or the location or what?
Nothing. The company is great. Pay is okay.
Leave the company. The pay is okay.
Pay is
Have
okay.
you submitted people?
Stock options are higher. No, I can't get anybody to bite.
And how many people have you talked to?
For this one, about 35, 40, maybe 45, yeah.
I mean, you got a good enough excuse.
I send them data. Like, these are my responses. This is my outreach.
You've done everything you could. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a dead order.
We're impressed. Yeah.
Never mind.
it's a low priority search then.
Yeah,
You
see,
got the other one?
I made the place and the money would have been, I would not work for the rest of the year.
Priya, you open to doing a split on that? I'll have my team work on it.
Yeah. You want to?
Yeah, why not? Send it over. I'll have my team work on it. We'll do a split.
Cool.
Okay. Final
Let me know.
words? Anybody? Any final issues?
I'm a nice person, everybody. And I'm not quirky or angry like animals said I was. Just quirky. The word is quirky.
Yeah, I don't think you're quirky. I've always been impressed with you. I was happy when you said you were coming on, but you like to fight with me more now. Just like Amy fights. She's fought with me since the first time she came on, but she's much more feisty now than she was in the old days.
You know what I notice is that when people come on here a couple of times, a different character comes out, the more confidence and but at the beginning they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then you
I
got all these
agree.
loud people you're talking. But
Yeah.
now, when you know the regulars are in here like you, Priya, they come in, they don't give a crap what anyone else says.
peers in recruiting will eat you up and not even spit out your bones if you're not like confident in what you're saying. We're very snarky people.
Okay. Priya, give us your
Recruiters are the
URL.
worst.
Closing. Ukey. UKEY.
Careersolutions.org.
Okay. MaryofTheRecruiter.com. Food industry
Yo.
recruiter. The man in purple. Clang.so. He's an IT recruiter in Switzerland who built his
Smile,
own
smile,
applicant
Clang.
tracking system
Smile.
that everybody
There you go.
loves. And I'm the recruiting animal, recruitinganimal.com. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
See you soon.